Okay, so recalling this again, we're doing the Bahamut trial. So I'm recording this again because back then, when I played this game like 12 years ago or something, I started the quest line. I started this quest line and never did it. So the first part of me on stream was like reading wiki pages to like catch up with what I missed, so we can go into the trial or the raid. And I thought like, okay, you know what? It's probably bad for YouTube. I'll record the first part again because it's only the part to like discover the raid that was like completely lost. We will do this now, and then later on we will skip to like the part on stream. So we're gonna do the binding coil of Bahamut. Ribbed from the heavens by the nefarious design of Nal Vandarnes, and the false moon Dalamut hurtled into a Vilbrand, its shattering impact forming a network of labyrinthine caverns beneath the surface. Braving dangers untold, the warrior of light plumbs the subterranean depth, that the truth behind the seventh umbral calamity may be unearthed. Alright, that's what we're gonna do. That is what we're gonna do. So we gotta do... we gotta go to the Waking Sands. And talk to Orangi. I still don't know really how to pronounce that name. Orangi. Oriangi. Yeah, Oriangi and his old English is always like it's so much fun reading it, you know, you feel like Shakespeare. Alrighty, gonna go in here. Yep. Let's go in. Now we're gonna turn left here. And there's our man. When the scenery moon did wane, there sounded a blood-curdling roar. A new primal had roused. The portents gave us to believe one whose identity yet lieth beyond our ken. By thy hand 3 primals have since vanquished. As each returned to the ether, 'twas observed that the tremors foreshadowing this fourth grew in strength and frequency both. The being doth quicken, and in time it shall become a scourge upon the land. Yet even as we pondered a course of action, a benevolent soul did arise, one who would forestall this threat. Though she be tender in years, she is true of heart and steadfast resolve. She would solicit thine aid if thou art willing to proffer it, lest thou wonder this maiden is of our order. Thus did the antecedent straightways consent, that thou shalt assist her whosoever those mayest. As soon as thou art able, hear thee to Wineport, where thy petitioner doth await thee even now. Thou shalt for a certainty find her visage strikingly familiar. Report to the mystery individual at Wineport. I guess we can already see who it is on that picture. It's still so nice to play this game, you know? I'm actually having a blast with this. There she is, Alice. It has been a while, adventurer. As I recall, my brother Alfie now took the liberty of introducing us first and last we met. But for the sake of propriety, Alice Levilieu, I thank you for coming. I have heard much and more of your exploits. By your hand the Black Wolf is slain and his ultimate weapon destroyed. You are possessed of great strength and courage, that much is plain. I shall have need of one such as you if I am to see my mission through to its conclusion. As you may be aware, the violence of Bahamut's fall changed not only the face of the realm, but also the base of the realm. Specifically, it played havoc with the etheric currents, creating vast confluences of ether below the surface. Among other phenomena, this led to the formation of subterranean caverns at key points of stress. One such cavern lies beneath Castrum Occidens and extends to only the gods know where. Despite appearances, Castrum Occidens is as much a research facility as it is a fortress. Gaius von Belsa chose the site for no other reason than to probe the caverns without interference. As you went about vanquishing the returned primals, I observed a repeating wave pattern in the ether, corresponding exactly to the dates on which you were reported to have felt Ifrit, Titan and Garuda. Upon closer examination, it became clear that these unique waveforms emanated from deep beneath the aforementioned stronghold. Crucially, I recorded the same pattern during the recent celebrations and have since been given to understand that this phenomenon bears a disquieting similarity to one observed shortly prior to the calamity. 5 years ago, my grandfather invoked the power of the 12 that he might contain Bahamut. Alas, his efforts failed and he vanished together with his foe. I would know the truth of what transpired that day, of grandfather's fate, and of the metamorphosis that swept across the land. In casting light upon these mysteries, we will find a way to cure what ails this world. It is my belief that the answers I seek lie hid within the depth of the cavern. I would have you accompany me on an expedition to find them. If truth be told, I am not wont to rely upon others, and have thus far handled matters alone. Yet I am not blind to my limitations. Unless caught, I cannot hope to succeed in this endeavor. I swore that I would find a way to restore peace to Eorzea. If you desire the self-same, then aid me, as you aided my brother and the Scions. I am in your debt. You are a woman of action, and I sense that we will accomplish much together. But let us not waste any more time. As I mentioned, Castrum Occidens straddles the cavern I wish to explore. If I am to have a hope of reaching it alive, I will need you to infiltrate the stronghold first and locate a path into the depth. Once you have done so, pray report your success to Storm Private Jabroka. You may consider her my assistant here in Whiteport. I have every faith that you will not fail me. 12 speed your way. Alright, find a way. Okay, we have to fly there. Just so you know, like, I haven't done this part before. So this is kind of like new to me. Because I was only reading like the wiki page without like really doing this. It's also nice that I actually don't get attacked because my level is too high. I guess that's it. Now we're gonna go back to Jabroka. Jabroka? I really don't know how to pronounce that name. I guess you can do either way, right? There she is. I've been expecting you. By your coming, I take it you have successfully located the cavern entrance inside Castrum Occidens. So that's where it's to be found. Marvelous. Oh, but allow me to properly introduce myself. Jabroka is my name, and it is my honor to serve Lady Alice. Though for reasons of convenience, at present I also serve the Maelstrom. This uniform accords me certain privileges, you see. In particular, ready access to the Maelstrom's regional scouting reports. They provide a wealth of local knowledge, including information on secret passages. But enough about me. I shall notify Lady Alice of your discovery, that she may prepare for the expedition. Though I don't doubt your abilities, none can say what dangers lurk beneath Castrum Occidens. For my lady's sake, as well as your own, please spare neither preparation nor caution. Pray choose your companions well. Alrighty, that's the start of the quest. And now we have access to the binding coils of Bahamut. Which means, gotta end this here. And I will leave you guys for the video now to the part where I did it on stream. So thank you so much guys for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of this absolutely fantastic raid. I can say I absolutely loved it. Let's see, so this raid's gonna take us like a while, right? We're going in without protection? No healer? Yo, it can't rain in here. But the music is kind of nice. I was never in here before. I was like completely new. The scars left by the calamity. I can scarce breathe for the surfeit of ether. Tell me, have you ever seen corrupted crystals such as these? Such crystals manifested across the realm when the course of the great river of ether was irrevocably altered 5 years ago. Behold, one of these objects that caused the alteration. Wait, we have to like leave again? A fragment of lesser moon, Dalamut. Ancient Allah created Dalamut. Leave? Alright, alright. Skip! Skip! Alright, we're gonna watch the cutscene after then. Okay, let's go back and watch it again. So wait, I just take you and then leave, right? Skipping everything? Hey, I'm not skipping your mom, okay? But she skips on you. Ja. The scars left by the calamity. I can scarce breathe for the surfeit of ether. Tell me, have you ever seen corrupted crystals such as these? Such crystals manifested across the realm when the course of a great river of ether was irrevocably altered 5 years ago. Behold, one of the objects that caused the alteration, a fragment of the lesser moon, Dalamut. Ancient Allah created Dalamut, or meteor, to use the Gallian name to serve as a celestial prison for Bahamut. Its fall inflicted grievous wounds upon the land, wounds that have yet to heal, as is evident from the corrupted crystals. As a ball. Amazing. Dalamut's ball. Internal defenses still function in spite of everything, a testament to the ingenuity of the Elegans. The Gallians seek to appropriate the advanced technology. I am certain of it. We are about to come face to face with secrets that have long lain buried within the sands of time. Great dangers may lie beyond, but we have come too far to turn back. The truth of the calamity is within reach. Well, I'm guessing like we could just like go in, right? Because I feel like you're just like wanting me to like go first. Oh, that looks sick. God's preserve. Dark wings that would engulf the very heavens. These could only belong to Bahamut, the primal who laid Eorzea to waste 5 years ago. At Carter, no, my grandfather sought to imprison Bahamut anew by invoking the power of the 12. Alas, the dreadworm proved too powerful and he soon broke free of his confines. Yet instead of resuming the destruction he had begun, Bahamut vanished, whither to no one knew until this day. But I do not understand. If Bahamut is truly a primal, how is it that he retains his physical form? Did grandfather defeat him? Or is there some other explanation? We must press on if we are to learn the truth. Who this? Yeah. Oh wow, okay. Actually one hit. Alright, we're gonna go here this way. I mean, with WoW, I know that because I always like farming mounts in WoW as well, like that. So I know it's just like kind of weird doing it in Final Fantasy. You know, it's like my first time doing it in FF. Oh, it is like, oh. If I do this, I think I will just like go for like the completion of this as well, while I'm at it. There you go. So I kind of remember like how much of a pain it was to do raids back in the day. Because raids were actually difficult, and when like someone would die, they would mostly just leave. And then you would have to like wait for another person, and it's just like it goes on and on and on and on. Or just like doing like one raid back in the day was taking ages. I don't think anything is worth you, right? And now I have it. Alright, turn 2. Should I just like actually solo them, or do you want to join for this? They're kind of bad now because it's just one hit basically. The music is fire. Okay. More ball smacking. It's so dark. This way. This is the ADS. Well, that was the ADS. Cool. The raid had to split and deal with the bosses on the way. Oh, okay. Charging up a lethal attack. Ah, okay, that makes sense. I was like, why would you? Okay, I see. I also think it's like kind of like a problem with like those Final Fantasy raids, that they're like split up like too much, I feel like. So it must be a pain to like find groups for like raids actually. It's different pacing, alright. What am I doing here? Oh. I feel like this was like probably a pain in the ass back in the day. Just like fighting people for this. This bullshit in Heavensward had a different bullshit where you had trash door mobs. Like I'm guessing like those, if the raid is like so split apart, like it must be nice for like story, but like otherwise like I guess this must be like a pain to actually go through. No! I guess you can also troll people here with this. What's this? The fun part of this game, so learning how directors Soken and his fellow composers all write music working off the motives of and leitmotifs of the characters. Oh, you want me to do it?
Hey Rosalani, welcome, welcome, hi. Can we map that thing? Cool. This way. How are we going? I'm confusion. Okay. Oh shit, we were actually right. Oh wait, you're on the other side. Plus you're so close to me, what the heck? Oh my god. This whole level just like this in FF Remake? Oh god, no. Schniffer. I actually didn't, like, I was like, wait a second, like, I was kind of lost of where to go, but I guess it was the right way. Like a backflash. Welcome back. Yo. Yo. Band for ERP, what's going on? And I guess if Floss wants to join, like, one-hitting the Bahamut dungeon. Alright. Slay all the enemies? Okay, well, we're going this way. No way, just leave. I don't want to leave. How deep are we going, by the way? Yes, okay.
Alright, now this way, right? This is the way. Alright, turn 5. Bahamut's claw. Defeat Twintania? The Bahamusi? I know. This way? This is going rather more smoothly than I expected. It is indeed convenient to have a hero on hand. Gods, that the cavern should open up again, even at this depth. This resembles a finger. And so it should. This is Bahamut's hand. As with the wings, it seems to be frozen, and for that I count my blessings, but again I find myself wondering, how is it able to retain physical form? I had assumed that Bahamut's reversion to ether was the cause of the widespread changes to the realm, but if he is still here, then that theory no longer holds. What was it then that brought about the realm's sudden regeneration? There is still so much we do not know about a cardinal. I haven't the slightest inkling how deep these caverns run, but we must continue. The wagons! Oh shit. One got a ring. Wow. Okay. Faded copy of Thunderer. Oh shit. This contraption, is it used to control the saturation of ether? I suppose there's only one way to find out. The dragon you vanquished earlier, doubtless you noticed the peculiar contraption about his neck. It was likely a receptor of some description used to enslave the creature. Ancient Alag possesses the means to control dragons, it would seem. The Ishgardians would kill for this knowledge, though to be sure, it could as easily be brought to bear against them. An army of dragons would turn the tide of any battle, as the Gallians once learned, to the sorrow. It would not be the least bit surprised. I would not be the least bit surprised if they now sought to exploit this power. Whatever their plans, this serves as another reminder of the might of the Alagans. One cannot help but wonder how so advanced a civilization came to fall. No, we're still in Realm Reborn. We finished the base game today. We still have to do like the post game. Gods be good. Damn. This is Bahamut's head. That's kind of fucked up. And that enormous crystal, it pulsates as if it were hard. Then the primal that had awakened was Bahamut all this time? No. This cannot be true. This would mean that grandfather died for naught. Confound it. We do not know enough to strike it now. We must withdraw. Who is that? No, it can't be. Grandfather? Is it surely you? Family reunion. No, don't leave me again, please. Grandfather. No reunion. I know, we can do no more for now. That looks sick though. Can I get closer? No, right? No. Yeah, that looks actually sick. This looks like... How did we come to the northern Thanalan of all places? But such details matter little. Grandfather's alive. Bahamut did not defeat him. But why won't he return to us? I don't understand. This expedition has yielded more questions than it did answers. At any rate, we would both be better for a rest. Let us return to the waking sands and reflect upon what we have seen. Thank you. Without you, none of this would have been possible. Okay, so I'm guessing we're gonna go to the Waking Sands now? Yep. Alright. Is level 1 quest the greatest story never told? what is the level 1 quest here? Oh god, not Dan? Is it infamous? Depends if you like riddles. Oh hell no. Oh hell no. Full glad, yeah. Oh god, I hate talks, man. Full glad am I for thy safe return, Lady Alice hath appraised me for thy many experiences. As thou wilt doubtless be aware, Master Louisoix was my lady's grandsire. Gravely concerned was I for her safety, but twould seem I need not have been so. With all my heart I do thank thee for watching over her. But come, thou must speak with Mistress Alice upon that which transpired within the binding coil. May it serve to bring us closer to the truth of the calamity. Shall we begin then? Orangier, I understand you have a report of your own to share with us. No, he doesn't. Aye, my lady, even as thou didst emerge from the depth of etheric disturbance, tokening primal activity was observed in Mordana. Or was it marked first? By comparison of time and magnitude, we have since deduced its origin, the Cardinal Flats. Strange. There have been no reports of primal activity in that region. It could only have been Bahamut. That would certainly explain how we came to be in northern Thanalan. Somehow the cavern took us all the way from Wilbrand to the heart of Aldenard. It would seem so, milady. It is all but certain then. After Bahamut disappeared 5 years ago, he hid himself deep beneath Carteneau and has since lain dormant, regenerating. Aye, my lady, taken together with thine own account of Bahamut's continued presence, the land's slowness to heal, and a disorder of the etheric currents to point to one conclusion. Bahamut stirreth. If left unchecked, the primal shall drink of Eorze's life force till he doth awaken to rain ruin upon the land. Rest assured, I do not mean to give up. Bahamut may still live, but so too does grandfather. For the past 5 years, he has been keeping vigil over his nemesis and making certain that the primal does not escape. Master Louisoix doth yet live? I durst not hope, and thou art certain 'twas no mere manifestation of thine all too sorely felt grief. I know how desperate this may sound, Oranger, but I saw him with my own 2 eyes. But he vanished deeper into the labyrinth before we had the chance to speak. 2 more like fragments of Bahamut pierced the earth when the lesser moon fell. 1 we have seen. If we can but find the other 2, I am certain that we will find grandfather as well. Hi Tulip! Welcome, hi. Hope you're doing well. If thou so believest, milady, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it, thank you. If thou so believest, milady, then I too shall have faith. If it please you, I shall notify the grand companies of this development. All Eorzea must stand united if we are to avert a repeat of the calamity. That will not be necessary, Oranger. Being the great consolator that he is, Alphinaud will seek to unite Eorzea of his own accord. If rumors are true, that endeavor is already well underway. So let us leave the diplomacy to the diplomat, while we continue our investigation of Bahamut. I swear to you, no matter what it takes, we will find my grandfather and uncover the whole truth of the calamity. You have heard me swear to do these things, but without your strength I cannot hope to make good on my word. The danger to Eorzea is not past. For the sake of all who abide here, I pray that you will ever be our sword in the darkness. Okay. Good achievement. God. Is that a lot? 3,000 achievement points? I don't think it is, right? God. A crystal choked abyss lieth beneath the Cartano flats, the unholy cradle of an elder primal, and by thy hand were truths great and terrible, wrested from those once celestial depth. If 18k shock. Yet, as it is often the case, an answer doth breed a profusion of questions, and the unknown doth beckon with irresistible allure. Ne'er have the mysterious of the red moon lain so neatly within our grasp. Lady Alysae hath sent word of her coming. 'Tis time once more to brave the precipice and leap unflinching into the jagged wound that doth gape beneath the land. Mine apologies, I trust I have not kept you waiting over long. I am both delighted and reassured to have you at my side once more. I would not waste your time with trivialities. Let us proceed directly to the discussion of that which we have learned and that which we hope to learn anon. Initially, it was evidence of a new primal that led us to delve into the cavern beneath Castrum Occidens and to explore the subterranean scars left after the fall of Bahamut. As you will well recall, what we found was a vast, largely intact fragment of the fallen satellite, and within the depth of the structure we discovered not the new primal we had expected, but the broken form of Bahamut himself. Yet even this great revelation would soon be overshadowed by the appearance of my own dear grandfather. I have since shared our sundry findings with Rambros, the preeminent scholar of the Sons of Saint Coinarch, and he, in turn, did kindly furnish me with his theory concerning the Elder Primal's elegant prison. Question: This is like the part 2, right? Like this happens like probably months later, like as an update, right? This is not like immediately after. That's why you get like a quick recap, I'm guessing. Because like this came like with a later update. Okay. It would seem that Bahamut was constructed to gather onto itself the rays of the sun and thence channel this radiant bounty onto the crystal tower. The ancients saw great potential in Bahamut's capacity to manipulate energies of otherwise unmanageable magnitude. 'Twas for this reason that they did bind him within the Red Moon to serve as its living core. Do you remember the sight that greeted us at the culmination of our journey? The colossal devices that surrounded and seemed to cradle the incomplete form of the Elder Primal. From the information provided to us by the Sons of St. Koinak, we have learned that these contraptions were termed internment hulks, and that each bore the designation Ragnarok class. The purpose of these hulks is believed to be twofold. First, they are meant to act as binding codes, rendering Bahamut incapable of escape, and second, they are meant to feed him. Perversely, the self-same energy which prevents him from moving also serves to sustain his corporal manifestation. Bahamut is permitted neither to die nor to truly live. He merely is allowed to be. For century upon century was the Elder Primal thus imprisoned, bound about in fetters to settle in their working, and yet so adamant that though his cell be destroyed, Bahamut lieth yet at the mercy of his long-departed captors. It has long been held that the primals require the prayers of their faithful followers to exist, yet none alive worship Bahamut. Could it be then that the elegants found a way to simulate prayer itself? It seems the only logical explanation. It would postulate, therefore, that the regenerative mechanism in question also supplies something akin to the power of prayer. Consequently, if all of the internment hulks were to be rendered inactive, Bahamut should dissolve into the ether. Upon the evidence of thy previous foray, we determined that the Elder Primal is sustained by 3 such binding coils. Thus did we commence to scour the realm and found in the 12th wood and as yet unexplored fragment of the Lesser Moon bearing a most familiar etheric signature. And after conducting a preliminary investigation, we believe we have discovered a point from which this North Shroud fragment and the second of the internment hulks can be entered. As the Osier sword in the darkness, I would have you once more lead the charge. I will, of course, be there at your side. Once you have made the preparations, head to Fall Guard Float and make yourself known to my assistant, Serpent Lieutenant Anael. The fallen fragment is not far from the settlement and the position provides a convenient rendezvous point. I will break these elegant fetters, but they bind my grandfather as surely as they bind Bahamut. Hydrate. Yeah, I think we just ignore the timeline. I think we just ignore the timeline and we just do raid after raid. I've been expecting you. My name is Anael. I have been accorded the rank of lieutenant within the Order of the Twin Adder that I may better assist Lady Alice with her endeavors here in the 12th Wood. Such authority has allowed me to act without interference from the local soldiery and to conduct a preliminary investigation of the Alder Springs fragment. From what we have seen of the exterior, the structure shares many common features with the one you explored in Lanasia and likely plays host to a similar complement of guardians. But I fear words alone will do little to prepare you for what lies ahead. Pray seek out my comrade to the south and west. He is charged with observing all that occurs within the vicinity of the fragment and will be well placed to show you the thing if nothing else. Alright, we're gonna go down there. Check DM. It's not loading for me. Oh. Damn, I'm actually tiny. God damn. You midget. Okay. Okay, dude. What business brings you to this broken land, unless you fancy being ground to a bloody pulp under the granite fists of a wandering golem? I suggest you bugger... My apologies, madam. Lady Alice had sent word of your impending arrival, but it would seem I've grown rather too accustomed to shooting away curious sellswords and reckless explorers. Behold, if you will, one of the fallen shards of the Red Moon, Dalamud. Our initial survey uncovered no evidence of the Empire's presence, which, while fortunate in itself, meant that the approach to the fragment had yet to be cleared. After much effort, however, we succeeded in carving out a semblance of a path which should grant you access to the entrance, and that, I'm afraid, is where our progress ended. The interior? Well, assuming that the architecture of this hulk resembles the first, the master controls you seek will be located on the bottommost layer, past all the ingenious and deadly defenses of which the ancient elegance seems so indecently fond. If you would know more, I'm afraid there is nothing for it but to brave the depth of the fragment yourself. Lady Alice will soon be arriving at a full guard. Pray do not tarry on your way back to the lieutenant's post. I imagine your young mistress will be most eager to commence the expedition. The road ahead promises peril aplenty, and I would humbly suggest that this is not the occasion to stint on preparation or provisions. May the 12th watch over you. I'm gonna go back. Ooh. I hope I get like a Bahamut mount or like a minion or something for doing this raid. I trust the private's explanation was worth the journey. Simply securing an approach to the fragment's entrance proved a monumental task. I dare not think what defeating its inner defenses will entail. If there's aught I might do to aid you. Ah, Lady Alice. Oh, my apologies. Master Alfie now. Has there been a change of plan? I love how like they also get confused with those two. Rangier informed me of the impending expedition. I merely came to exchange a few words with my fellow scion before she disappeared into the depth of the second coil. Though I would strenuously deny it were the present, my sister's admiration and affection for our grandsire exceeds even my own. Upon the matter of his legacy, therefore, Alice is wont to go above and beyond the call of duty. In our grandfather's absence, she has made the salvation of Eorzea her personal crusade. 'Twas that which prompted her to brave the perils of the first coil, yet the fact that she risks her life in this manner is not the greatest of my concerns. No, it is her subsequent fixation upon my grandfather's shade that worries me most. This quest to rid the world of Bahamut must not become a quest to save a man long dead. My sister must needs have a better reason to fight. A time will come when the fate of the realm rests upon our shoulders, and when it does, we must be strong in our resolve and certain of the stakes for which we risk all. There is a wide difference between fighting for the good of Eorzea and fighting for the love of a man who died for the good of Eorzea. Alysae must choose her own path. She cannot rely on grandfather to choose it for her, for he is gone. I am glad that it is you with whom she makes this journey. If Alysae is to discover a deeper purpose, then where better to find one than at the side of Eorzea's greatest champion? 'Twas there that I found mine, after all. But 'tis past time I was gone. Fair fortune in your endeavors. Ah, Lieutenant Anel, was it? I would appreciate you making no mention of my presence here to my sister. Lady Alysae is due to arrive at any moment. I shall abide in confident expectation of your triumphant return. The second coil! Let's go, boys! That's 4 this time. Do the thing! Oh shit! But do we have to jump over here? Uh-oh. Oh. Okay, no, okay. How strange. Why could we not see all this before? I suppose it is only to be expected that corrupted crystals should accompany a disturbance of this magnitude. After all, the fragment likely pierced the ground to a depth of many hundreds of yalms. The swirling ether leaking from the wound must warp the very air, creating a veil that hides these formations from view. Well, it is not as if we expected this to be a straightforward task. Let's tread carefully, shall we? 'Tis imperative that we win through the depth of the structure and disable the mechanism that powers Bahamut's regeneration. Of course, if we should chance to encounter my grandfather upon this way, I shall not let him go again, not while there is hope that he may yet be saved. But mayhap we should put such thoughts from our minds until after we have successfully gained entrance to the place. That opening up ahead appears a suitable point of ingress. Bro's stuck inside. Oh, never mind. Plant!
Hey, motherfuckers!
Pleasure, thank you so much for the rage. Hope you had a fun stream. Voices of the Void. Ooh. Hope you had fun with that one. Hey, Octal, hi. Didn't see any catkill aliens. Have to look more. What is this? Oh, just rings, earrings. The tomes are to make lemons of the raid gear. Is it worth picking those up? I don't know. Not really. I thought so. That armor. No, it couldn't be. Be on your guard. Though it defies all reason that he should live, I know of only one who wears such armor. He whom the Empire raised as high as the Black Wolf himself, the legatus of the 7th Legion. I speak of the madman who brought the Meteor project to fruition. We face the White Raven, Niall Vandanus, harbinger of the 7th Umbral Era. Main villain of 1.0? Niall Vandanus. Ah, that was the name of the fool who perished upon the eve of the promised Age of Glory. It should not be uttered within these hallowed halls. Bro, what the fuck are you doing? Okay. Out of love for his loyal servant, the one true deity named me Nihilus Deus Darnus. The one true deity? Bahamut? He speaks of Bahamut. Oh Lord Bahamut, thy name is as sweet water to parched lips. How my heart swells at thy sacred touch. I'm like, what the fuck is he on about? He's a fucking weirdo, dude. This blessed sanctum is the domain of my God and his beloved children. Seek to defile its glory and you will answer to me. Okay. How is this possible? From what Alfie now has told me, Niall was slain on the eve of the calamity. Whatever the truth of the matter, we must be on our guard, and there can be no reasoning with the worshippers of a primal. I'm guessing 1.0 you can only play with, on private servers, huh? But even there, it's a classic WoW. That's unfortunate. That's kind of cool though. Why is Medusa here? What's the lore behind Medusa appearing? Not Medusa, sorry, Melusine. Temple Part 3. Your game crashed? Oh no. I am reminded of the passages beneath Castrum Occidens. We must have traveled quite some distance below the surface. More of the same tunnels, 12 be good. Surely they cannot continue all the way down from the upper floors. I would love map completion, yep. If we're doing this, I wouldn't mind just doing that. Tis difficult to see inside, but I have a terrible feeling those corridors house more of the dreadful guardians you have already faced. It is said that the elegants excelled in the creation of the chimerical beasts, and that the red moon teemed with 1,000 fantastical monstrosities, all to prevent the enemies of the ancient empire from releasing the Elder Primal. I wonder, the creatures that prowl these halls, could they be the beloved children of which Nile spoke? Well, this is yet another mystery to ponder upon our return. Shall we continue onwards? Oh my god. Alright, wait, how do we do it? Oh, we're doing it like this. Oh my god, what the fuck? I'm just following Andrea, like, I have no idea. This is confusing. Oh yeah, wait, it seems to only be like this here, right? But an error, eh. But are we just waiting here now, or what? Because like we don't have the authorization, right? Apparently we have now, okay. What the heck is that? The Avatar. Yeah, but completed. I was like, can you cancel? Can you cancel? Please cancel. I need to go to the toilet. I need to go to the toilet. A second, I'll be right back. God. Oh my god. So we did it turn 4, right? Yes, alright. I'll wait for the rest and then... Yeah. Yeah.
Such devastation! This was not my intention!
I feel like Depremy should get banned for using Lola ever again. Depremy is not allowed to use Lola anymore after this.
It was terrible.
You should ask her about Final Fantasy XIV, the critically acclaimed MMORPG. Then that surely cannot be Bahamut. How? Where are we? The final resting place of Nal Vandanis. Oh shit. This is a grave for the undeserving. And for the crime of trespassing upon my god's sanctuary, this place shall serve as your grave too. This is the area, by the way, is the final boss fight of 1.0. Oh! Da-da-da! It's the grandfather. Never mind. Oh my god! In the hour of his failure, Nile Vandanis felt the currents of ether begin to bear away his essence. But before oblivion could claim the last of him, a divine will reached out, and I was born. Then did the words of my god resound in mine ears. Bring unto mine enemies crushing defeat, that they might know despair without end, and claim thee thus the victory which thou wert once denied. Are you growing wings now? I swear to god if you're growing wings. Ah, that's what, oh my god, you're growing wings.
Asked me, what do you think about F14, the critically acclaimed MMORPG?
Oh shit!
Oh, honey. Final Fantasy XIV is one hell of a ride through fantasy worlds, epic battles, and dazzling visuals. It's like getting swept into a magical world full of unforgettable characters, thrilling quests, and some damn fine storylines. Just imagine gliding into the cosmos, all sexy-like, dodging enemies and kicking ass while serving fierce looks. And hey, more poop for the journey. Would you fuck a rabbit in Eorzea, maybe?
You know, some people actually do, probably. Some people actually do that. Some people actually do that. what seemed a little remained of Nal's essence when Bahamut plucked him from the brink of oblivion, and the result was this strange simulacrum. Nevertheless, her aura bespeaks great power. She channels the rage of the Elder Primal himself. Lord Bahamut, thy wish is my command, and none shall escape thine unquenchable fury. Come, ye dull, unthinking beasts, bare your teeth. She looks like something out of World of Warcraft, actually. They will avail you not in the calamity to come. Only Andrea can? Oh, I'm gonna sit this one out. She looks like a World of Warcraft boss, like what the fuck?
Did you know that the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV has a free trial and includes the entirety of A Realm Reborn, Heaven's Wall, and the nomination-winning Stormblood expansion up to level 70 with no restrictions on playtime. Sign up and enjoy Eurostep today.
Okay. Ooh. Okay, okay. Mega Flare? Ow!
I swear, is this a record sponsor? Final Fantasy XIV sponsor or a World of Warcraft sponsor? Also, can someone tame the horny bunny named Lola because Deprime is failing so hard at doing just that?
The dragons are coming. Uh-oh. Ooh, the music. Are you gonna fuck it up now? Alright. One pirate game now. That if Windrose wouldn't be just another fucking survival like a Rust Arc game or whatever, like I would actually probably play it. I looked at it as like basically just like your typical like, yeah, I know, man, just like the same thing again, but just pirate themed. That's my thing that I have with Windrose. It's just like another Rust Arc. Like risen by good. Yes, please. Thank you. Like, what do you technically have to do to survive that attack? Because I just fucking died again. Sola also died. Devil also died. Oh, it's too close. Pistol. Okay, dude. Okay, dude. No, you're not teabagging me.
Deprime gifted a tier 1 subscription to Metman 9929.
Poor creature. But Dad, you had never been born. Deprime, thank you so much for gifting us up to Metman. You had surrendered your physical form and collapsed into ether, but Bahamut denied your death and imprisoned what little was left of you in an ethereal shell resembling what, I wonder? Images from your memory, perhaps? But that shell is no broken, and your primal deity seems disinclined to sustain your existence. My primal deity? I kneel to no icon. What need have I to beg the favor for such filth? I am Niall Vandanis, legatus of the 7th Legion. No, a moment. My thoughts are clouded, and this body is not my own. Could it be that you spoke the truth? Was I ensorcelled by the lesser moon's ancient prisoner. That will not happen again. You speak as if Bahamut no longer controlled you, but that's impossible. Once a primal ensnares a mind, it cannot be freed. Unless Bahamut simply relinquished his claim. What need has he of a broken spirit bound for the ethereal realm? Oh, that I should fall prey to the very influence I sought to purge from the land. The irony is galling. But do not assume that all of my actions were chosen for me. It was my will that the Meteor Project be resurrected. Mine and none other. Yeah, baby! Yet it seems that my grand designs were destined to fail. Even the ungentle release of death was denied me. Niall, please, you must tell us more of the calamity. I must know the truth of what has befallen the world and what has become of my grandfather, Arkan Luasoir. You are Luasoir's grandchild? Ah, the fates are generous with their cruelty. Continue on. If you would have your answers, they await you at the terminus of your path. But know that this path leads only to despair. The light of truth was ever harsh and unforgiving. Why do you say this? Grandfather will be freed once we put a stop to Bahamut's restoration, will he not? What are you not telling us? Don't worry about it, Madman. I appreciate the thought, though. I appreciate the thought, but don't worry about it. Steel yourself, child. Only unbending resolve and merciless strength can conquer what lies ahead. The weak can do naught but weep under the pall of their own misery, as did the frail child I once was. Ooh. Silence, chattering raven. Your wretched wings are broken, and you shall soar no more. Zeus! My crimson moon, your brilliance sears mine eyes. I recognize that voice, but never would he say such words. Come, let us finish what we came to do. All will be put alright when the final hulk lies dormant. Grandfather will be himself again, I'm sure of it. Bahamut regenerates more swiftly than I had anticipated. Let us hope that disabling this coil will serve to slow the process. The display seems different, but the controls appear to mimic the mechanism we found in the Lanosian Hulk. It shouldn't pose a problem. Forgive me, the moment I beheld Niall's transformation, hope wilted in my heart. I did not believe you could stand against the manifestation of Bahamut's power. For all your fabled strength and skill, I felt certain then that I was going to lose you, just as I lost my grandfather. Even he, a man for whom naught seemed impossible, was humbled before Bahamut's might. And yet, look how far we have come. It is incredible the feats of which we are capable, our boundless potential. It was this capacity for greatness, I believe, that grandfather so dearly wished to protect. With all that has occurred, I have come to understand that much at least. the sandwich and the prosciutto. A prosciutto. It is done. Shall we make our way back to the surface and gather our thoughts? We have seen much that will benefit from Orangier's learned perspective. Oof. Grandfather, it is you. Then why? Abandon this quest, Alice. I will not countenance further sabotage of the coils. Sabotage? But we must disable the coils if we are to prevent Bahamut's revival. Your defiance seals your fate. No, you are not who I thought you were. My grandfather would never. Foolish girl. How could the White Raven allow herself to be bested by such sniveling opponents? Listen well, we all exist at the pleasure of one divine will, and the word of Lord Bahamut is absolute. Scurry back into your holds, vermin. You have been granted this one reprieve. But should you be so foolish as to crawl into my lord's domain again, I will crush the life from you myself. That light in grandfather's eyes. He has suffered the same fate as Nael. My grandsire is no more. That was naught but the phantom of profanes his noble memory. This mockery must be expunged. I will not rest until I free grandfather's soul from Bahamut's tyranny. Do you hear me, Bahamut? Your time is at an end. Eorzea and my family will be avenged. Yeah, this whole quest line is actually kind of sick. Truly, it is wonderful to escape that stifling air and return to northern Thanalan again. It would appear. I must thank you. Were it not for your bravery, I strongly doubt that I would be standing here now. But you need not tarry on my account. The danger has passed. Pray go on ahead and apprise Orangier of all that has occurred. I will join you, Einon. My thoughts are yet unruly and I would rest here a while. Now for the best part. We're gonna clap that Bahamusi. I can see GR in disbelief just sitting in front of his monitor. I was like, what the fuck? Why am I here? Yes. Read like a book. Yeah, read like a book. Alright, was here, right? Yeah. Exactly what happened. I can't believe that Chia doesn't want to clap that Bahamusi.
I heard that someone has been a really good boy.
The triumphant hero doth return, thine eyes speak of the dread task's completion. The second coil now lieth dormant, yet I sense the tidings, though barest are not altogether glad. Pray tell me, what ill hath cast the shadow which falleth now across thy brow? Okay, just like speak modern English, dude. Okay, please. An old foe and an old friend. So 'twas but the ethereal shadow of Master Louisoix that Lady Alicey beheld, an unnatural conjuration and thrall to the elder primal. That the fiend should deign to choose him of all men, even in full knowledge of the shade's true nature, I would be hard-pressed to weather such a confrontation. Yet what agonies must the young mistress have endured? Such torment did she ne'er deserve. Mayhap 'twere better if the Lady Alicey did absent herself from future forays unto the coils. I have come too far to surrender to grief, Orange. Milady, I am resolved to defeat these fiends, and naught shall sway me from my path. Now let us peer more deeply into the well of our discoveries. Orange? Is it Orangier? Orange? I thought it was like Orangier. Orange. Cringe. As you wish, my lady. By your leave, I would speak first of the court's late guardian, Niall Van Darnus. Van Darnus was the legatus of the Gallian Empire who strove to bring about Eorzea's final destruction, only to fall even, as the sixth son did said, if thou hast heard tales of the White Raven, then it is he of whom they speak. I say, for Niall was for certainty no maid. The noble house of Van Darnus, as we discovered all too late, had long safeguarded the wisdom of ancient Alak. 'Twas thus that the legatus came to learn the true nature of Bahamut and to seek to employ the Red Moon as a weapon against Eorzea. But the crystal tower and the mechanisms required to command the satellite yet lay hidden beneath the ground, compelling Niall to construct a far less subtle mechanism, and in his first faltering attempt to communicate with Bahamut, he did likely rouse the satellite's slumbering prisoner. Hence, thenceforth did the White Raven's soul belong to Bahamut. He was fortunate indeed to acquire so powerful a thrall by chance. 'Tis little wonder he was so loath to part with him. Why let a simple thing like death deprive one of so useful a pawn? Though we may accuse him of bungling Van Darnus' resurrection, I dare say Bahamut was as content to have a handmaiden as a manservant. I only hope that the two thralls we encountered were the extent of his flock. Yet I cannot help but dwell on Niall's words, those beloved children of whom he spoke. I assumed at first that he referred to the moon's beastly guardians, but should Bahamut have enslaved other mortals, we must needs remove this source of worship, otherwise our efforts to disable the coil shall be for naught. Forgive me mine indelicacy, my lady. Thou art wise indeed to speak of expunging the primal's thralls, but canst thou truly pursue a cause which would cost thee thine own grandsire? My heart and mind are as one on this matter. Grandfather's salvation can be won but by a single method, the destruction of Bahamut and aught that might serve to sustain him. While Orangi and I endeavor to ascertain the existence of any further thralls, I suggest you grant yourselves a moment respite. Rest assured that I will contact you the moment I have need for your inimitable talents. That we have achieved so much I owe to you. I fear, however, that our trials have barely begun. Though time had dulled the pain of thy passing, I find that I am wounded afresh. Master Louisoix, what good shall come of this unending search for knowledge and truth? Long have I believed the pursuit of such treasures to be the duty of every true Chalayan. Yet, when each new revelation serveth only to heap further anguish upon those whom we would fain protect, must we truly reach for more? So you have found your resolve, dear sister. Will you now find a use for the secret, for the key that only you and I hold? Given our familial propensity for curiosity, you would do well to remember that keys may serve to seal doors as well as to unlock them, and Bahamut is a most unwelcome guest to whom the door should never have been opened. Man is wont to cast light wheresoever secrets lie hid in darkness, though that which he illuminateth seldom bringeth him joy. So it is with such unhappy truths as Bahamut immense shadow doth conceal. Yet ever onward forgeth Mistress Alice, undeterred by the burden of knowledge that waiteth heavy on her heart. 'Tis a perilous path she hath chosen, and a painful one. I prithee, remain by her side as her valiant blade, that she might see her quest to its conclusion. It is well that you are here. My lady, how might I serve you at this day? I have met with some difficulty in my mission, Orangi, and I should be grateful for your counsel. As you know, Bahamut's physical form is regenerating beneath the Cardinal Flats even as we speak. If we are to prevent his return, we must needs disable the two remaining internment hulks that sustain him. Every moment our mission is delayed, the realm is pushed closer to the brink of destruction. Alas, though I have determined the location of the fragments of Dalamut leading to the hulks, I have been unable to find a way to enter them. And gaining admittance is but the first step in your perilous undertaking. When last thou descended into Bahamut's subterranean fastness, thou didst thou not, that the dread primal had bound the shade of Nile Vandanis onto his will, and though thou didst consign the fallen legatus to blessed oblivion, thou mayest recall that the piteous wretch was not alone. Doubt not but that Bahamut's other thralls shall seek to hinder thy passage. Bro, I feel like I'm getting a stroke reading this, man. You can say his name, Orangi. I have not forgotten that my grandfather is waiting for us. My lady, I would remind you, as I must oft remind myself, that the man whom we both loved and revered is no more. What remaineth is but a shade which defileth his memory. The vile verbiage that spilleth from his lips must not be heeded, for it cometh not from your grandsire, but from Bahamut himself. You need not worry, Orangi. Come what may, I will not stray from the course. I will not let grandfather's sacrifice be in vain. But mere words will not take us whither we must go. As I said, I have been unable to find a way to enter the fragments of Dalamut. My lady, might I suggest that you visit the fragments again in Her's company? Full oft Hath the warrior of light set events in motion by virtue of her presence alone, 'tis possible that she may do so again. I, the while, shall search for answers of my own. By our efforts combined, full sure am I that the path shall be revealed to us ere long. Well, anyone else should question the wisdom of such advice, yet I cannot deny that what you say about her is true. Very well, I shall do as you suggest. Assuming you have no objections, of course. Good. Now we seek entry to 2 fragments of Bahamut. One lies at the burning wall in Eastern Thanalan, and the other at the singing shards in Mordona. I left an assistant at each location with instructions to continue searching for a means of ingress. It is not impossible that they could since have found something useful to us. Let us begin by visiting my man at the burning wall. Dex, I think it was. Dix. Actually criminal that there's only one aetheryte like that far away. Ah, that is criminal, man. On. Oh, there he is. Golden Fleece. I say, are you not Mistress Mizuz, my lady's most faithful companion? Sinis, madam, at your service. And may I say what an honor it is to meet you. How goes the survey, Dix? My lady, it shames me to say that I have found no viable path to the fragment. Though it stands there before our very eyes, the way thither has thus far proven impassable. We can't fly, by the way. Maybe they need to retcon this, but here we can fly. When the fragments fell and pierced the land, it caused a prodigious amount of ether to spew forth. 'Twas this that gave rise to the land's twisted lay, which seems destined to thwart our efforts. Even when opening to exist, I fear that we would struggle to reach it. We cannot give up. Keep trying. So near and yet so far, while it awaits us not to stand here and stare at the thing. Let us away to Mordona and try the other fragment. Perhaps Sinis has fared better. Upon that note, my lady, there's something I must tell you. I am sorry to report that I lost contact with my brother just over a bell ago. As you know, the singing shards are home to many fell creatures, ogres among them. While I do not wish to cause you undue alarm, I fear something unspeakable may have happened to Dix. What? Why didn't you? Give me strength. We must hurry to assist aid. Or to assist. Alright. Dude, considering how long raids are, I need to like... I thought like raids are just like, oh yeah, you just like go in and then done. Like, holy fuck, dude. They're huge. What the fuck is that? Oh, that's you. What the fuck is that? Thank you, adventurer. For a moment there, I feared that my bones were to be ground up and used to bake bread. What the fuck? I am relieved to see you are unharmed. It was wrong of me to press such a dangerous task upon you. My lady, your worries are wasted on me. It was nothing at all, I assure you. If you please, I shall report my findings. As you can see, though the tip of the fragment is exposed, the rest is encased in rock and crystal, rendering it impossible to enter the structure. We might try excavating the area around the fragment, but that is like to take time, and there really is no telling how deep we may need to dig before we find a suitable point of ingress. As such, I am forced to conclude that gaining entry to this fragment is unrealistic. Forgive me, my lady. Confound it. We're losing precious time. What are we to do now? 'Tis I, Orange. Glad tidings have I for thee and my lady. For a blessing, a way hath been found by which thou mayest enter the remaining fragments of Bahamut. Pray escort Mistress Alice to the ceruleum processing plant in northern Thanalan. There all shall be made clear. Orange has found a way? Then we must go to him at once. My apologies for summoning you thus from afar, my lady, but 'tis here that your journey may finally begin. I did wonder, to my knowledge there are no fragments in northern Thanalan. Nor are you mistaken, my lady. Yet a pathway doth exist, one which you yourself have made use of it in the past. At the conclusion of your several forays into the binding coil, 'twas at the crystal formation which lieth to the north of this place that you did emerge, was it not? Yes, an ethereal stream was back to the surface, that much I had surmised. Are you suggesting that we can use it to return underground? And even if that were possible, would it not simply bear us back to those places which we had already explored? It need not, my lady. Pray allow me to explain. Upon this evidence of your experience, it seemeth plain that two interment hulks may share the self-same ethereal egress. From this, we did infer that others may be connected in likewise. Thus did we labor long to verify the existence of further tributaries to the self-same stream, in which task we were at length successful. 'Twas then but a matter of arriving at a solution to the problem of traveling to an unattuned destination. That one might reach what we may call the headwater. We propose to employ a modified etherite which serveth to amplify such ripples as to originate from said source.
By focusing one's essence upon these ripples, it should be possible to make the journey. Yet be fairly warned, my lady, as with all untried modes of ethereal travel, this method entaileth considerable danger. Merely to attempt the voyage could cost you your life. That is a risk I am willing to take. You are brilliant, Orange. But I'm curious, did you have assistance in forming this plan? I could not help noticing your repeated use of the word we, unless you have taken to using the majestic plural in our absence. Nay, my lady, as you have correctly surmised, I was not alone in this endeavor. Meaning there was others who were aware of our mission. Will she get it? Well, it cannot be helped now. Preventing Bahamut's return is what matters. If some secrecy must be sacrificed to achieve our goal, then so be it. I wonder if she will find out. That must be the modified etherite. But what are the immortal flames doing here? Those men may be sworn flames of Ulda, but they are first and foremost faithful retainers of House Leveleux. Alfie now, so it was you who was helping Orange. Who else could it have been, dear sister? Lest you worry, I have no intention of making the details of your venture public. Like you, I would prefer to avoid causing a panic. But given that which is at stake, namely the survival of the realm, one must be willing to accept help when it is offered. Would you not agree? At the very least, do not be cross with Orange. It was at my behest that he kept silent. We will speak later. Pray forgive me, my lady, but knowing full well your intent, I judged it meet that Master Alfie now be informed. Though your grandsire hath become Bahamut's thrall, his noble blood curseth yet through both your veins, and if he must needs be struck down. Do you hear that, Alfie, now? I mean, to strike down grandfather, and when I have done so, I shall banish Bahamut to the ether. Nothing you say will sway me from my cause. I will protect Eorzea, and I will uphold grandfather's legacy. Grandfather's legacy? So you still do not know what you yourself desire. Your actions are still driven by borrowed resolve. Borrowed resolve? What does that have to do with anything? Protecting Eorzea was grandfather's goal, and we made it ours, both of us. That is why we came here, unless you have forgotten. God forbid I should ever forget, Alice, but you misunderstand. I do not question your resolve, only whence it came. If it were your own, you would be able to tell me precisely why you desire to fervently to protect Eorzea. Yet you cannot, for it is not your resolve, but grandfather's. You may struggle to see the difference, but borrowed resolve shall never be as strong as that which springs from within. But let us speak of this another time, for now preventing Bahamut's return is all that matters. To be plain, I have no objection to striking down whatever is left of grandfather. Now, however, that I will be accompanying you this time, as a son of House Leveleux, I would be present for his final moments. Very well, you may join us. On one condition, I make the decisions. If it please, milady, the name's Erkenrad. Our preparations are just about complete. When you're ready to embark on your mission, just give me the word. I'll be waiting for you at the cerulean processing plant. Pay no heed to my brother. You can rely on me. We have come far together, you and I, and together we shall see our journey to its end. been waiting for you. I'm pleased to say that the Aetheryte's primed and ready. As you know, the remaining internment hulks are connected to the fragments in Eastern Thanalan and Mordona. It's to the former that we will be sending you first. Now you're starting inside the hulk, meaning you won't have to cover so much ground. The drawback being that you'll be fighting for your life from the moment you get in there. Best be prepared for anything, for Milady's sake, if not your own. And that's about all I can tell you. When your preparations are in order, just give me the word and I'll send you on your way. I may even throw in a prayer for your speedy return just to be on the safe side. The final coil. Waiting. So this is how it looks on the inside. This internment hulk still functions. The teleportation was a success. We are come to the right place. There's no telling how much further Bahamut has regenerated since we last beheld him. Let us make haste to the main bridge and deactivate the coil. There were receptacles similar to these in the previous Hulk. Those held chimerical bees, but only the elegants know what other abominations may be sleeping within. They may well be part of Dalamut's internal defenses, and we must stay on our guard at all times.
Are we just killing that instantly, or is there like anything special? That's a dragon? No, that's not. Doesn't look like a dragon. How the fuck is that a dragon? Do I? Oh shit, do I, huh? I'm just too good. I don't care. I'm too good for this. Mechanics? What's that? By the 12 dragons and so many. We were aware that the elegants possessed the means to control the creatures, but to imprison them thus is barbaric. I would not wish such a fate upon my worst enemy. 'Tis plain that no love was lost between the elegants and the dragons, but was it truly necessary to keep so great a number here? Bahamut did not want for defenses. This we have experienced firsthand. Such guardians as the elegants created, both living and unliving, were surely no less capable of repelling intruders than these poor creatures. Tell me something, Alice. Have you not managed to determine by whose will Bahamut exists? No, I have not. At first hand, I assumed that Bahamut had no people of his own, that the elegants had perhaps discovered a way to simulate prayer itself. However, Niall's words gave me cause to reconsider, specifically the Shade's mention of Bahamut's beloved children. From that, I inferred that the primal is given form by the will of worshippers whom we have yet to... Oh. God, strike me down for a blind fool. Bahamut's beloved children right there before my very eyes. How could I be so stupid? Who else but the dragons of Eld would summon Bahamut? Who else but they could sustain him? And to think I wondered why the elegants kept them imprisoned here. Even should the flame of Bahamut's life go out, his faithful children would summon him back. For this reason, the Elegant Empire kept an army of dragons here in a perpetual state of duress, that they might sustain the primal's existence. Truly the Elegant's ingenuity knew no bounds, and neither did their cruelty. Small wonder that Bahamut was so enraged. Let no one deny that it was man who sowed the seeds of the calamity. Will you now turn your hatred towards your own kind, dear sister? Do not patronize me, Alfinau. I merely acknowledge our guilt. Lest you be in any doubt, I have no intentions of allowing Bahamut to lay the world to waste, regardless of the atrocities the elegants committed against his kind. We have no choice but to eliminate all who worship him. be they his children or his thralls. It seems reasonable to assume that the system responsible for the primal's regeneration is also responsible for sustaining the captive dragons. If we disable it, all should perish. Let us press on. I think we just finish this today, even though like it's getting very late. Let's just finish this, I guess, today. I think it's still going for like an hour longer. I didn't expect this to be that long. That looks sick though. I have to go both ways, right? Oh no, wait, I discover both ways. Interesting. Alright, never mind then. I thought like I have to like go both ways to discover, but I guess one is enough. Oh, that I can get behind being a dragon. And before it's not a dragon. Oh shit, I died. I'm guessing that's an insta-kill. I guess that was an insta-kill right there. Someone revive me, please. Let's press into it. please. Oh, yeah, just one here. Okay, I went. Why? This looks like a model of Bahamut, yes. For millennia, Bahamut must have gazed at this unchanging view, trapped inside a prison that was scarcely large enough to contain him, unable to move, denied the release of death. How his hatred for man must have burned. And that hatred found an ideal vessel in Nile Bandanas. In many ways, Bahamut is to be pitied, not loathed. But knowing the true extent of his fury, I am more convinced than ever of the necessity of our endeavor. Besides, his is not the only soul that cries out for vengeance. Look at the gear that I'm getting.
Gods, he is almost whole again.
We're so deep, they have voice acting again.
His size is staggering. I can scarce imagine how Grandfather stood against such a monstrosity.
This cannot be allowed to proceed any further. Let us disable the coil and move on. Grandfather? No, that man is dead. I will not dishonor my beloved grandsire's memory by calling you such. You are but his twisted shape, the thrall of a mad primal.
You were foolish to disregard my warning, child. Are you so convinced of your own righteousness?
'Tis the rightness of our path that led us to return. Eorzea will never be safe whilst Bahamut remains to threaten all we hold dear. What of the hero who gave his life in defense of the realm? Do you truly dispute the justice of our cause?
My poor, ignorant grandchildren. Your world is shaped by naught but recent conflict. Listen, and I will speak to you of justice. 'Twas in the twilight of the Third Astral Era. The southern land of Mericidia suffered invasion at the hands of the Alagon Empire. With no atrocity, too depraved for their purpose, the forces of Alec were unstoppable in their advance.
The JPVA is so much better. Well, sorry, I'm not a weep.
Desperate for salvation, the dragons prayed to one of their first brood, to their ancestor Bahamut. Infused by the power of their fervent supplications, Bahamut arose from the abyss of death and took wing as the Mericidians' newborn god. Yet this great miracle would only serve to further the maniacal designs of the dragon's imperial conquerors. The cruel fetters which bind my lord stand testament to the Allagan's boundless greed and hubris. I once summoned the 12 in an attempt to forestall the advent of the 7th Umbral Era. What then did the dragons of Mericidia do that I did not? Wherefore are they accursed and I exalted? 'Tis man's overweening belief in his own primacy that blinds him to the commonness of his condition and the truth of his own tyranny. As long as man is suffered to remain, the dragons shall never be at peace. Only when the plague of people has been expunged shall the children of Lord Bahamut be free. Then shall the world know true justice.
Stop it! Grandfather would never say such things. His belief that people were worth saving never faltered. He had faith in their strength, that they could stand together and push back against the darkness seeking to shape them.
A false hope. 'Tis folly to place one's faith in so flawed a race. Stand together? Huh. They would first need to agree on which direction to face. If history teaches us anything, it is that man cannot find common ground between his own 2 feet. Even you, twins whose veins run with the same blood, struggle to fathom each other's reasoning. You hide your differing agendas behind the convenient banner of Eorzea's salvation. Given your obvious self-interest, can you truly claim no kinship with the Allagan? And though I hope they might bring you closer, 'twould seem that the twin grimoires I bestowed upon you were a wasted gesture.
There may well be truth in your judgment of Alize and me, but such a one-sided tirade bemoaning the evils of man rings false coming from the lips of Archon Louisoix. Tell me, do you champion the cause of dragons because Bahamut compels you as his thrall? Or is it because you yourself have transcended the limits of man's existence?
Ah, so the possibility did not escape your notice. What I prayed for, and what I have become. These are the keys that unlock the truth behind Eorzea's rebirth. If you would have them, then you must needs take them by force. Come, rend this divine form asunder and claim your answers.
Damn.
But I thought... No. He has become a primal?
It is difficult, I know, but you must accept it. That entity is no phantom or imposter. It is our beloved grandsire.
Please, for his sake and for ours, you must defeat our grandfather.
So I'm getting held accountable for it, huh? Uh-huh. I'm guessing we're doing it slowly. Or we're doing it fast, I don't know. I don't think that thing is doing anything, is it? Now it is. Yeah, I guess we can kill it. That thing is not doing anything. Like nothing special at least.
Grandfather is truly gone this time. But better it end this way than the alternative.
Yeah, and you can blame me for that now, huh? That's what you wanted.
I am yet here, Alice, my dear, sweet granddaughter.
Grandfather?
I must thank you, warrior of light. Without your valor, I might never have broken free of Bahamut's control. These last few moments are mine, to live as the man I once was.
This is all that I wanted. Yet, now that it is happening, I find myself struggling to believe it. Is it really you?
Grandfather, pray forgive me my insolence. It was not my intent to demean you.
Forgive you? I am proud of you, child. You were wise enough to deduce the manner of creature I had become. Alfino, Alize, if any here should beg forgiveness, it is I.
Grandfather, I must ask, will you not tell us what befell during the calamity?
Yes, yes, of course. You have come far to hear the truth. Let us then begin the tale at the Battle of Cartano, where clashed the forces of the Garlean Empire and the Eorzean Alliance. 'Twas there in the sky above the surging armies that the elder primal Bahamut broke free of the Red Moon Dalamut. In an effort to contain this avatar of destruction, I called upon the 12 to aid me in the creation of a prison of ether. But Bahamut would not be caged by such feeble bars. Too vast was his might, too fierce his rage. Little choice remained to me. I used the last of my strength to entrust our hope unto the future, and prepared to meet my end.
Damn, it gets a whole cinematic as well? What the heck? Oh my god, fucking Superman. Holy heck, dude. Dude, absolute cinema. Jeez.
As you have no doubt surmised, I did not perish. When the cage built from the essences of the 12 was destroyed, The sky was filled with a colossal cloud of ether. This drifting energy responded to the prayers of those fighting below, and to my own desperate wish that the dying realm be saved by infusing me with the power of a primal. I became the immortal phoenix, ancient symbol of rebirth. Rising into the sky, I struck Bahamut with all my newfound strength. The blow shattered his earthly form, and a shower of ether rained down upon the land. Thus began the rejuvenation of Eorzea. Believing the deed done, I relinquished my hold on that staggering energy, desirous that it should be returned to the realm without delay. But I had not reckoned on Bahamut's tenacious will. Even as he teetered upon the cusp of oblivion, the dragon reached out to claim me. Alas, within my fast fading form, enough remained of the Phoenix's energy to offer Bahamut a hold, and he dragged me along in his wake.
And thus began your existence as the Elder Primal's thrall.
I cannot help but wonder at his will to survive. Though he was all but obliterated, Bahamut found a way to seize the power you surrendered. That would explain why part of his physical form survived to be entombed underground.
It would also explain why Eorzea was so terribly warped. Even as the land sought to restore itself, the returning flow of ether was cut off.
Ah, very good. When his grip on existence was once again secured, Bahamut did not cease his feast until he had consumed every last mote of ether that yet floated in the air.
And still he was not fully restored.
You must remember that by this time, much of the freed ether had already returned to the land. That which remained was not sufficient to reconstruct so massive a form in its entirety. But there did not need to be. Not for a being sustained by the marvels of Allagan technology. As long as some piece of Bahamut persists, the Coils will seek it out and continue their regenerative task. The fragments of Dalamud appear motionless from the surface, but deep beneath the ground they had been searching, tunneling through rock and soil towards their escaped prisoner. And, as you have observed for yourselves, they found his heart. Warrior of Light, heed me. You must put a stop to Bahamut's regeneration, whether it be for man or for dragonkind. The question of justice is irrelevant. The Elder Primal will leave naught but a smoldering wasteland for both his children and ours. I beg you to defend Eorzea and guide its people to the future they yet struggle to find. This portal will take you to the final internment hulk. 'Tis time for the tale of Bahamut and his part in the calamity to come to an end. Alvino, Alize, pray, come closer.
Time to say goodbye.
Your hopes and dreams must no longer be an extension of mine. You must needs find your own reason to fight for this realm, your own meaning in this sea of chaos. Will you do that for me?
Of course, Grandfather. I have already made it my mission to see this newborn Eorzea survive and flourish.
Alize, while I was yet enthralled to Bahamut, you spoke of my faith in man's strength. Know that your words reached me, imprisoned though my soul still was. So forceful was your conviction, I wonder if that belief has not become your own. Perhaps, after all your anger and sorrow was spent, you found something greater within you. See this fight to its culmination. 'Tis also your strength in which I have faith.
Thank you for everything. Pray, take your rest, Grandfather. You deserve it.
There are records of an art that allowed one to summon the power of a primal from the essence of its demise. And though I am no true primal, all that I have left, I give to you. Alphino, Alize, my darling.
Oh, fuck! No! My darling.
Come, Warrior of Light. Our task remains undone.
Now we're gonna do turn 4 now, right? The last one.
"'Twas a long and arduous road, but at last we reach its end. Farewell, Bahamut. I banish you back to the ether."
Bahamut says, nah.
He is not yet whole. I did not think him capable.
Alize! Alize!
I had thought it finally over. We'll not survive another blast. No. this how I honor my promise to Grandfather?
You must needs find your own reason to fight for this realm. Your own meaning in this sea of chaos. Will you do that for me?
I will, Grandfather. In fact, I believe I already have. That reason has been with me all along, guiding me. Eorzea's blade of light, shearing through endless shrouds of darkness. I have been shown the miraculous feats of which we are all capable, of which I am capable. Bahamut, you have wreaked enough havoc. I will not let your wrathful fires consume all that we know and love.
Wait, did you say like Ali says?
I've been falling asleep and not even taking this story seriously, and yet the short people also. Why is everyone British in every game you've been playing lately? Mizuz first Xenoblade, now this.
Wait, did you say like they changed Ali says
say that.
voice
You
actress?
have found your resolve at last.
Everyone,
Let me
okay.
join my strength to yours.
Wait, when is this gonna happen? Like in Heaven's Sword? Heaven's Ward or Stormblood?
In this place, in this moment, our purpose has become one.
Bye bye, Mad Ben. Ooh.
For the future of Eorzea!
That's cool.
This last task is yours, Warrior of Light. You must destroy Bahamut's crystal core.
Oh, they gonna like dance now or what? Oh, we're fighting inside its heart? Jesus Christ, man. You look bloated as fuck.
Mizuz, when do we see you fight Sephiroth and then God?
Bro, he looks fucking bloated, man. What the heck? Jesus Christ. Oh my god, dude. That's a peak posture, man. What the fuck? Oh my god. God damn. Oh, I see we fight Sephiroth. Once I get back to Final Fantasy XIV. Bahamut Prime. Is the Mega Flare. Giga Flare. Ooh. Oh, it's bitter, sweet music. What the fuck does that do? God damn, what the fuck? Okay, I didn't know what that does. You're way too into it, Sarah, what the heck?
Someone let themselves go. Also, Mizuz, you forgot that Sephiroth is not only in Final Fantasy VII, but then again not sure if you wanna face him as Sora alone, since Donald and Goofy would be worthless against him.
Fucking Kingdom Hearts. Is he gone? Where was he? Oh. I just noticed, like, I'm waiting for the revive, we have no healer. I'm waiting for the revive and we have no healer. Walk free. The ad face is kind of insane though. God damn. Holy shit. Oh my god. do every ultimate on this game, but not Baja ultimate. Fuck that. I'm guessing also this is like where they like start packing up with like the music for like the boss fights, huh? Like this trailer is actually insane, like quality-wise, like goddamn. How far are you into the? How far am I into the game? Let me check. 16.3% done. Yep, I'm 16.3% done with the game. Ooh, that's a oh, I want that bow. She's sick. Have you checked that on the wiki page? You can just like type in like the quest name, and it shows you main scenario progress. We did the 61st quest out of 987. That's 16.3%. Or just from A Realm Reborn, we are 66.8% done with The Realm Reborn. We did 161 quests out of 241. God. Ay.
You did it! But one task remains. With this last coil disabled, there shall be naught left to bind Bahamut to this world. His beloved children will finally know peace.
No more Bahamut.
'Tis done. He is truly gone. You knew, didn't you? You knew what Grandfather had become.
I was not certain, but from all I had gleaned, it seemed a distinct possibility. The scene people describe of the Battle of Cartano was one of unimaginable devastation, and 'tis through the combined prayers of the desperate and an abundant source of ether that primals are born. I merely put two and two together.
And you consider that a sufficient explanation? Well, however you stumbled across your theory, 'twas this revelation that made you wary of my attachment to Grandfather. You feared that in my obsession I would fall under his primal sway. Is that why you decided to join us? To pull me back should I show signs of wavering?
Pray forgive me, sister. I wished only to protect you. Yet I see now that I needn't have doubted the strength of your conviction. May I ask you a question? What do you now intend to do with the truth you have uncovered?
Which particular truth was that, brother? The fact that desperate prayer gave rise to the primal phoenix? That this new god was responsible for setting Eorzea on the path to rebirth? Should such a tale become common knowledge, people would soon offer up their prayers in earnest. They would beseech Phoenix to complete the healing that was begun.
Yet as you and I know all too well, the very act of calling forth this savior would do more harm to the land than good. We cannot encourage such worship for this very reason. Were Grandfather forced to return as an ether-draining primal, it would undo all that he had worked to protect. Your abiding love for him was the key that unlocked the truth of the calamity. But keys may also serve to seal doors that were best left unopened. Let your love now guide your actions, and lock away deep inside the fate of both Grandfather and Bahamut.
Fear not, Alfino. I understand what must be done. The realm need not know the truth for it to be saved. That the Elder Primal is banished, to return no more, that is enough. Let us make our way back to the surface. Poor Urianger must be beside himself with worry.
Whoa, we did it! And here we are again, after the descent into darkness. The desolation of northern Thanalan seems paradisal. As promised, I shan't reveal the truth of the calamity to a single soul. However, the nations of Eorzea will require certain assurance that the threat of a new primal is gone. Kept in the dark over long, it is only a matter of time before they seek answers of their own accord. Let us recommend that the fragments of Bahamut are sealed off, that the truth may rest undisturbed. But first we must go and report to Urianger. It would not do to keep him in suspense, and I say we shall find him packing up and down at the ceruleum processing plant. That was really fun. I actually enjoyed that. Was a great raid. That was really, really, really good. The story was even better than the Realm Reborn.
Ah, the warrior of light returneth undimmed from the depth of darkness. By the triumphant bearing I make it thou hast succeeded in thy mission, and yet thou art alone. Mistake me not, dear friend. Full glad I of thy safe return, but where, pray, are Master Alfino and Mistress Alice? Dear my friend, forgive us our lateness. We took the scenic route. Bahamut is no more, the realm is safe. By the heavens, look at you! What horrors your young eyes must have seen, what suffering your young bodies must have borne. Pray tell me, where are you hurt? Your wounds must needs be cleansed and dressed at once. I shall make for your poultice which draweth out. Be at ease, my friend, we are hale and whole, I assure you. We took a few tumbles, but the worst of our hurts are healed. I believe we have grandfather to thank for that. Master Louisoir, then you met him once more? But wherefore should Bahamut's thralls seek to ease your suffering? I promise to reveal all to you in due course, dear friend, but first there is a matter which requires our immediate attention. Now that Bahamut is defeated, we deem it best to bar entry to all of the fragments of Dalamut. To this end, we will convince the nation's leaders that the danger is past and invite their cooperation in ensuring that the fragments are never again disturbed. Come, let us depart and seek an audience with them forthwith. A moment, sister, you need not burden yourself with this task. Orianji and I will more than suffice. Might you not take this opportunity to rest? The gods know you have earned it. But I am fine, brother. Besides, you have been through as much as I have. Oh, I see. No, you would play your game of the diplomacy and wish me out of the way. I don't know. I know it could be further from the truth, Alice. My lady, it is mine earnest belief that your brother hath your best interest at heart. You have more than done your part, and he desireth but to relieve you of a burden he might easily bear alone. I have some experience treating with dignitaries, you must allow, and as you never fail to remind me of my fondness for diplomacy, I feel it only right that I remind you of your aversion to it. Then it is settled. Orianji, I pray make arrangements for a chocobo carriage. The ride should give us ample time to prepare our story. Alfie, no. Though our paths are different, we share the same goal, do we not? But of course, dear sister, that which we have just achieved together stands as a testament for that fact. Whatever path we choose to take, our hearts shall ever lead us to the same end. Of that I am certain. Thank you. There's a place that I would visit. Might I ask you to accompany me? But first I do believe a change of garments is in order. It won't take a moment. Because I have it unlocked, I'm pretty sure I wanted to do it, but I could never find a party because I was a DPS and I was like 30-40 minutes to just like wait for like a raid party to assemble. So that's probably why I actually never did it.
The landscape is the same. Of course, there is no reason that it would be otherwise. Though it would be poetic for the fragments to magically disappear, I am well aware that they shall remain long after you and I are gone. I mean, to be honest, like, raid times back then, I remember, like, I needed to wait, like, 90 minutes or something. The world may change irrevocably, but life shall ever go on. Let us take a closer look, shall we? I have no doubt that Alfino will do an admirable job concealing the truth of the calamity, and such truth as were revealed in those dark depths will never see the light of day. I myself agreed that it must be so. Whatever tale, cause I'm a half dragon. That's why. But the thought that the people of Eorzea shall forever remain ignorant of the savior of your deeds, the injustice of it, is almost too much for me to bear. How typical of you, ever the heroine. Even so, I cannot deny that I feel better for your reassurance. But I want you to know that I will never forget. You are the one who freed Grandfather's soul and saved the Eorzea from Bahamut's wrath. And though these great deeds will never be remembered in song, their consequences will be felt forevermore by every soul who calls this realm home. Yes, this spot will do. For Grandfather, Niall and the dragons of Mericidia, for all those who were taken by the calamity. At long last, our struggle with Bahamut is over. The realm, given new life through the prayers and sacrifices of countless souls, may look to a brighter tomorrow. When the dust of our adventure has settled, I shall embark on a journey. I mean to find my own reason to fight for Eorzea. And when I do, I will fight with all my being. You have done so much for me. One day I hope to be able to repay you in kind. I have no doubt but that you will continue to help those in need and grow ever stronger in doing so. I shall endeavor to do the same. And if the 12 are kind, I hope one day to become Eorzea's sword in the darkness as you are. Come what may, you may rest assured that I will not be outdone by Alfino. When next we meet, I promise that I will not disappoint you. Till that day, fare you well, my friend, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. And no, we won't see you again for like 5 expansions or something. Probably. Yeah, we are uncoiled. We beat the Bahamusi. Ooh, okay. Bro, fucking edgy ass armor, man. What the heck? I can remove the Bahamusi now. And I have this one up for you. Gonna have this one up for you, Volo. Is that a job application? It is. Right, that was great. I enjoyed that a lot. That was a good one. That was a good one. Oh my god, there's so many more to come. God damn. Holy. But yeah, next time we do Crystal Tower? And then we do part 5, right? Alright. Sounds like a plan. What are we doing Friday?